Call of Duty is a franchise often so formulaic that even the criticism that it's formulaic has started to get stale. But in recent years, there's actually been some major standouts. Warzone, for example, just blew up in a way that it felt Call of Duty never could again. But in the years since, it's fallen back into its same repetitive pattern, which is why the surprise announcement of Call of Duty Black Ops 7 during this year's Xbox Games Showcase, after a reveal trailer that very much didn't look like a Call of Duty game, really turned some heads. But before we get into breaking down the trailer itself, I do want to throw up a quick little spoiler warning. We will be talking about the campaigns for Black Ops 1 through 6 in this video. The teaser starts in a slick and clean futuristic house, before reality breaks apart at the seams and transitions us into a dark and mind-bending space, showing off a dystopian world with returning character David Mason as our focal point, before ending on a tease of iconic antagonist Raul Menendez. And although the teaser is only 3 minutes long, there actually is quite a bit to go off of from a world building and even gameplay standpoint. Toward the end of the promo, we see a few flashes of what appears to be in-engine footage. First, there's an environment with floating islands in the background that's very reminiscent of the final mission of Black Ops 6, which takes place within a character's head, implying that there may be more crazy missions like that, or even reality-bending multiplayer maps that could be coming with the new release. Then we quickly see a dimly lit jail cell, before cutting to 4 soldiers wingsuiting in to what many are speculating could finally be Avalon, the long-rumored next Warzone locale that's been teased numerous times across the game's story. Following that, we see some Black Ops 2-esque cloaking and drones that appear to be part of the campaign, and lastly, we see what looks to be a pair of headlights illuminating some zombies that should put any zombie mode fans at ease, as clearly they're still pushing that mode more and more into the forefront. But tonally, the sci-fi and dark atmosphere is something that you generally don't see out of Call of Duty titles, at least not lately when it comes to sci-fi. Although maybe the mind-bending aspects shouldn't be so surprising, as each new Black Ops game in the series has pushed the envelope in terms of cerebral and unreal missions that just mess with your head. And if the teaser is indicative of what we can expect on launch, it seems like they're really leaning into that aspect of the sub-series. In terms of actual info, the trailer was accompanied by a Twitter post stating that the game will take place in the near future of 2035, where BO2 protagonist David Mason will lead a new Black Ops team against a, quote, manipulative enemy. So firstly, let's talk lore and timeline. 2035 will put us 10 years after the events of Black Ops 2, which actually immediately gets into some muddy territory, because that game had multiple branching storylines that resulted in quite a few wildly different endings, including one where the main antagonist Menendez succeeds and his followers topple the US government, burning down the White House. But there's also several other ways it can go down. Menendez could be imprisoned or killed, Woods could be the same, and there's even an ending where original Black Ops protagonist Alex Mason returns despite being killed 40 years earlier. However, before you get your hopes up, that particular ending was ruled out by Treyarch during the lead-up to Black Ops 6's campaign. All's to say that there's quite a few directions that this game may already be starting in, and the prominent inclusion of a butterfly in the teaser, invoking the idea of the butterfly effect, may even imply that, like BO2, this game will also feature some kind of branching narrative, although nothing has been confirmed on that front quite yet. What's also interesting is that the year 2035 actually puts us only 5 years away from the world established in Black Ops 4. And while BO4 didn't exactly have a traditional single-player, audio logs and brief cutscenes in the multiplayer do give us a touch of a story, which actually focuses on David Mason's 2 daughters on opposite sides of a conflict. However, since 2019's Modern Warfare soft rebooted the franchise with an interconnected universe containing all of those old Black Ops games, it's been a huge question mark as to whether or not these future set titles are actually still canon or not, especially given Black Ops 2's future was just set in 2025, which last I checked was this year. Wow, I feel old. So we'll just have to wait and see how exactly they handle it, if David is going to have these kids, or if they're just gonna hand wave it off. We'll have to see what direction they actually go in here. But okay, setting and timeline out of the way, what is this game gonna actually look like? Well, Activision has confirmed that this year will feature a co-op campaign for the first time in nearly a decade, along with brand new multiplayer maps and the next chapter of round-based zombies, which is about what you'd expect at this point. But a lot of the speculation about this upcoming title actually surrounds the fact that it's only 1 year after the most recent Black Ops 6. While traditionally, subseries and their development teams will trade off every few years, giving each new title a full 2 to 3 years of development time while maintaining yearly drops for players. But the most recent 2 Modern Warfare titles actually broke this tradition and released back-to-back, with many of the same weapons, maps, and mechanics from 2022's title carrying forward into 2023's, which led to the community feeling like it was a half-release, especially given that the latter game launched with no original multiplayer maps and only 16 remakes of classics from the original series. But whether or not BO7 will be following the same model with carry-forward mechanics has yet to be confirmed. And it's also worth noting that while initial fan reception to this half-game concept was mostly negative, last year's Modern Warfare 3 had one of the best live service offerings of any Call of Duty, with plenty of new maps and map variants, new modes, weekly aftermarket parts that would alter how your weapons worked, and so much more. So it's possible that this could even be seen as a good thing, especially given the community's current sentiment around Black Ops 6's live service being a bit lackluster so far. However, there is one major difference when it comes to this pair of games and the last two, and that's that while Modern Warfare 2 was developed by Infinity Ward, who then passed the torch on to Sledgehammer Games for Modern Warfare 3 the following year, both Black Ops 6 and 7 now appear to be spearheaded by Treyarch, meaning that it's one studio working on 2 separate games back to back. A fact that could even explain why support for the current game has been a bit lacking, as the team is busy trying to ship a whole new title within the next 6 months or so. But regardless, as a lifelong COD fan, I'm cautiously optimistic. I mean, all they really had to tell me was it's a direct BO2 sequel, and I was already sold. As for more info though, Activision has stated that the official reveal will be later this summer, and certain eagle-eyed viewers may have noticed a date hidden in the official key art of June 20th, 2025, which not only in universe is the day after Menendez's cyber attack on the US, marking basically the end of that game, but also out of universe, it's later this month, which to me at least smells a little bit like a reveal date. So it's entirely possible that we could be seeing a lot more of what the newest Black Ops title has to offer very, very soon. For now though, how are we feeling? Hyped for Black Ops 7? Cautious until we see some real gameplay? Let us know what you think down below, and thank you so much for watching.